Welcome. You knew that was coming. You knew that was coming, folks. Welcome to Wednesday Night is Overbooked. I am your host, Joker Voice. We got a lot to talk about. We're just going to get right to it right now. To my stage right is the man, the myth, the legend, the very happy as a result of night one of Wrestlemania. We have LeftEyeEgo. Ego, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You know what? I think I'm going to have a clip of just yeet and give you that one too.
Well, that's not going to happen. That's and right away, we're just going to start with that right now. And to my stage right now, we have the Matt after Wrestlemania. It is the unbearable 73. Matt, how are you, sir?
Doing good today. How are you all doing?
Doing great, doing great, doing great. And now in his normal spot right down here is our legal expert, Duke Devil 995, Bradley Burnett. How are you, sir?
You know, that really sounds like a clickbait question. You should be ashamed of yourself. Next question.
All righty. We got folks in the chat already. We got Mr. Thomas Preston. I'm not getting demonetized. We're not a demonetized channel. So, nah. We have a wrench right there. We have Kai right here. Thank you, sir, for showing up. And, of course, we got LeftEyeEgo also actively in the chat right there. We got a few folks watching right now. Make sure all of our description info is down below in the description. We have a goal of double-digit likes, so get that started. Hit that subscribe button, ring those bells, hit those likes.
I'd say you better subscribe or we'll bash in some skulls, right?
That's right, folks. Okay, before we start getting into the meat of all of this, quick, brief, very brief, general thought of the weekend that was WrestleMania 41. Ego, I'll start with you.
It wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't as good as last year. It's just you're like, okay, it was good. I guess everything for the most part went according to plan, except for a few things. But otherwise, you're like, okay, kind of predictable. But there was a lack of grandiosity and pizzazz. And some oomph too.
Yes,
like there was no flash. It was flash or substance, but not both. So
gotcha. Yes, Mr. Jacob Ironside, our other wrench in the chat. We are starting at a new time, so we are going with a 6 p.m. show, so we don't run into Zax's show as well. Mm-hmm. You know what, Kai? I think we had a lot of that as well.
No, I disagree. Your expectations are supposed to be high for WrestleMania.
Yes.
It's like the freaking Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. So, Brad, your brief thought, general thought.
I believe I recall a couple weeks ago saying it just didn't seem like there was a lot of build up to this. Like the storytelling wasn't there, and it really came off as just kind of flat.
You could tell where WWE put their love and care into their stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed.
All right, Matt, your thoughts.
The more I think about this WrestleMania, the more I think it's the worst one since, was it 29, where Undertaker match was only good with him and Punk?
Yeah.
This is down in the dumps with that one. 8 hours, right? Only 14 matches. Not even any, like you say, pomp and circumstance. No grandiose entrances, no pomp and circumstance to entertain you. You know, LA Knight and his Ferrari or whatever. That was the most grandiose entrance of the whole night. You know,
yeah.
And then the gall of them to put those 2 tag titles, which are basically weekday matches, in there. To ruin, several to basically destroy Gunther's momentum with a late.
You're getting into specifics.
Okay, WrestleMania. There we go.
Okay, my thought is this: since WWE has gone to the 2-night format for WrestleMania, night one of WrestleMania 41 is the worst. As far as a main event goes, the last time WWE was in Las Vegas, had one of the worst main events of all time. And I think someone said, I can top that. And it gave him goosebumps. Who knows? Was it the Hulkster winning back the belt from some brand new giant? The same story. Oh boy, pretty much. So now, before WrestleMania even started, Brad and I went to WWE World, and we got to go around and look at some stuff, and the stuff we saw was pretty cool. It has the nostalgia from the Hall of Fame stuff, and I thought that was pretty darn cool. Brad, your thoughts on that type of stuff?
I thought the Hall of Fame was cool. Basically it was a little exhibit of all people being inducted. Had some older belts there, really interesting things. There was a collection of belts from all the sports teams that won. There was a large merchandise area, and then of course a large area for autographs and photographs. But I think they really missed out on having it be more of like a showcase just for the history of WrestleMania. I thought that would have added more to it because we were done in an hour easily.
What do you mean by showcase? What does that mean to you?
Just
some things to look at, kind of like a museum, I mean,
I thought by the picture you showed me, they set it up kind of like a museum.
Okay, so right in the center, they had first off, they had a NXT ring there, which a 20 by 20 ring on TV looks a lot larger than it does in person.
Yeah.
Just saying. And then they had like a big LED screen where you could go in and you could do a WWE entrance, and it was cool.
That's cool.
And it was cool to see kids doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the kids love Cody. The kids love Jey Uso. So we heard it's just me Uso a lot. But like Brad said, hey, Mr. Eric Douglas, how are you, sir?
Welcome, dude.
Now, but unless you were going there to buy stuff, $90, underwhelming.
Okay, I see. Ooh, okay, for $90, that means okay. I got you.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Okay,
$90 just to walk around, and the purchasing stuff for the lines to purchase stuff is just enormously long. The stuff for I mean, you're really going there for the VIP, the autograph, the photo op stuff, which again you're paying a shit ton of
money,
cash.
Yeah.
In addition to the entry fee.
Right.
What? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Okay.
Yeah. So, and this kind of goes to what I was talking with Brad about briefly as we were leaving, and this is Paul Levesque said something stupid, and Paul Levesque needs to really take a class on what not to say in interviews. Now, I am not going to play any sound, but he did this interview with Peter Rosenberg right before WrestleMania happened. And what I took away from this is he's talking about, the IWC and the online chatter and how people are becoming critics. And he said, don't be a critic, just be a fan. Just sit back and enjoy it and don't criticize the product. That did not sit well with me at all. Because I am sure that when they're staying at the Fountain Blue here in Las Vegas, and Paul Levesque and Stephanie are going to have their dinner at one of the top steakhouse at one of the top steakhouses in the world, and they order the finest cut of filet mignon, and they want those little roasted potatoes with a little truffle oil on there. And the chef comes out and brings them a Salisbury steak with that gelatinous brown gravy thing with some steak fries and a side of ranch. They're going to criticize it. Well, don't criticize. Just be a fan that you're here. Because if folks are going to pay the prices that they do, because this is an experience, this entire WrestleMania thing, it's not just the show anymore. It's the total package. It's WWE World. It's getting autographs. It's buying the merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to shows. I went to NXT. I paid $125 to sit on the floor, which I'm happy to do. But I'm not just a fan. I go back to what Gary has said and stuff that we have all dealt with other big corporations saying, don't criticize so much. Just enjoy it. We are paying customers, and paying customers have a right to criticize when we feel a product is substandard. Quick thoughts on your take on the tone deafness of Paul Levesque's statement, Matt.
Well, I'm an American with a constitutional right to criticize. So if Paul Levesque doesn't like that, Paul Levesque can go to freaking communist China. That being said, this is Triple H. He is the game. Is he riling up fans on purpose to manipulate social media?
Brad, thoughts?
I went back to try to find this quote. He apparently tried to clean it up a couple days after or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he did very well.
No.
And it's also interesting that they would say that, because I seem to remember almost a year ago they actually listened to the fans critiquing them that they did not like basically what was going to be The Rock in the main event.
Correct.
At WrestleMania. Correct.
That's why I think it to work.
I think it may be some. I think it may be some preemptive damage control, and we'll get into that in a bit. But Ego, your thoughts?
I think everyone should go to the school of Henry Cavill for criticism support, because say what you will about the Snyder Cut, the minute they put him in front of a camera and they talked about toxic fandom, toxic masculinity, this or that, he was like, "Yo, that's not toxic. That's passionate, and that's great to have in fans of a show." And the thing is that you're saying is that's you can call us fans and say we're right to criticize at the same time while not putting us down and saying just consume product. So I don't understand why you wouldn't say like, hey, you have the right to criticize, and we love your passion, but hey, we've got a plan. We think these things out 6 months at a time. I know it looks like you might not know where it's going, but trust me, it's headed somewhere. And wait, hold on. Okay, anyway, I had to do that. I'm going to get my own sidebar and click it when I need to just do yeet. I have to figure out how to take control.
Ego, I've also wrenched you.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
He's going to yeet the hell
badass.
Good for you as it was for him.
I probably
okay. So let's get into the actual event itself. WrestleMania. We're going to start with just night one.
I need the match list up again.
So before we go into actual specific, give me a overview before we go into match specifics, really those dynamics, and give me like some highlights that you have from night one. And I'm going to start with not Ego first, because we all know where he's going with this. Brad.
I fortunately did not get to watch Jey Uso and Gunther live. because I was on a plane. So I was able to watch a good portion of it until Wi-Fi crapped out. So I think, where the heck was I? I was in the I watched Jade, I watched Fatu, and I watched Americano, and it died during Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair.
Oh,
so
thank God you missed that.
Yeah, well, I eventually saw it.
Oh God.
But yeah, literally there are 2 matches I thought were really good. One that I enjoyed for laughter purposes. The others I did not really care that much about.
All right, Matt.
Well, the best thing about the night was these matches were the matches themselves were actually, for the most part, the right length. They weren't padded with like an extra 5 minutes of no faults and kickouts and everyone escaping submission hold, and so that was the best thing. I thought the second best thing I enjoyed, what stands out, Jacob Fatu finally getting over on the big show. Obviously, I enjoyed the triple threat Roman, Seth, and Plan B, as we should say. Very well on that.
Stop it. Just stop it.
I enjoyed El Grande Amara. Like, the only match I really hated, well, obviously, Jade and Naomi, that shouldn't even been there. But I hated Jay and Gunther because it ruined Gunther with the way a lame 5-second tap out. This is WrestleMania. You fall unconscious.
We will get to you, Ego. We will get to you.
Like a character like Gunther falls unconscious and has to be carried out with a neck brace on. That's how he loses to his own submission.
Wow.
To do this, they undercut him like horribly with this. And Jay, no problem with Jay winning it because whatever, he murked and all that. But they messed. Whoever wrote the conclusion to this match should be fired.
It was Bobby Roode.
There you go.
All I'm saying is that
Whoa.
All right. Sorry.
You will eat out soon.
Because I know you want this.
I do. God bless you. Thank you. First of all, Ilya Dragunov also made Gunther tap out. It was around as quick as the 5 seconds. Okay, that is a poetic justice ending for all the
apples and oranges as far as the story going into those matches.
It's like a grapple. A grapple. It's a grapple or a groin. Anyway. Yes, actually, you'll find surprising. The thing that I was most surprised about is how great and entertaining the triple threat of Io, Rhea, Ripley.
That's night
two.
That's night two.
Shit. You know what? Then never mind.
He's just so yeeted. He's just so lost in the yeet. He can't keep things straight.
I really can't. I just lost in the yeet sauce right now. But yeah,
he tapped out to the yeet. He's delirious from the yeet.
I need to re-up on my Yeeties, guys. I'm upset you guys didn't buy me a box of those, by the way.
There were no boxes there. There was just that life-size video size.
And apparently we were not allowed to be taking photos pretending to pee on it. So,
No.
Okay. But yes, it's definitely Jey Uso winning the World Heavy Yeet Championship. Like, I have now been.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
I have to. Here's the T-shirt, man. It's out there now. It's in the zeitgeist. I have to say it. I've thus been right about 3 things in the last year. I feel like JV being annoyingly correct all the time.
Oh wow. Annoyingly correct all the time.
Yes.
Annoyingly correct all the time.
Yes.
That is so cute.
Okay. My thought. Thank God for the main event because night 1 sucked. Absolutely sucked. You had a tag team match, which the only reason it should have been on WrestleMania was to have Big E show up. That didn't happen. You had what was the? I'll get into. I guess we can start to go into. I'm going to start this. What was the point of turning Naomi heel if she wasn't going to get a payoff and get the first win in this feud? What was the point? You just blew this feud off.
I think they wanted to.
For what?
Who was she supposed to feud with?
Jade Cargill.
Jade.
Oh,
Someone
God.
that could try to bring something out of her, a veteran.
I think they did this. Go ahead.
In one of the worst women's matches I have ever seen, Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. That match was sloppy. That match was ugly. And you could tell Charlotte was sandbagging most of that match, making it difficult to get through. Difficult to get through the sequences. Thank you, WWE. You made the right decision. Stop rewarding Charlotte's bad behavior.
Agreed.
That was the right call. The Jacob LA Knight match was good. Both those guys are very much over with the fans. They had a pop right away.
They had a good match.
Yeah, it was fine. I thought the outcome was gonna lead to something else, but hey. And then the main event, where story is key, and the story going into that match and what happened coming out of it, and we'll talk about what led to the Raw after Mania to continue that. When Triple H is allowed to be creative and his team, when they put love and care into a story, we get some really good TV. That's my thought on night one. I'll go in reverse order. Ego, your thoughts on night
Wait,
two.
before you do that, Joker, just one comment on what you said about Naomi and Jade. I think the reason they ended it was because they're going to banish Jade Cargill to the mid card for the rest of our contract.
I don't know what you do with her. I mean, just as an aside for night one, it's like I thought she would be much more improved, and because she only had to deal with one opponent, not have a tag in for the match that she was about to have. I thought it would have been a lot better than it was, and it wasn't. You almost should have had her come back and just be heel at that point, and just do power moves and shit with our 5-minute matches because. This extended match in her first work since being out, you didn't show me any improvement. I don't know how you go away for that long, have improvement, and then I'm sorry. No worries. Let's go to this first, and then we'll cycle back to Jade. All right.
Where Fractured Acid, man, I'm still kept so much lore being out of the product since 2002, getting slowly back into things since 2019. Is Charlotte known for this stuff? Yes. She's known for sandbagging. Now, sandbagging is a term when you are deliberately making a move or a sequence difficult to get through. So the person you're in the ring with is looking bad.
She's not putting her opponent over. That's what
right. So, but now sandbagging can be done in a good way to be safe. And we have used the example numerous times at Money in the Bank when Lyra got a little overexcited, and she's going to do a tornado DDT to springboard off the ropes on Io. Her foot slips, and Io just goes dead weight and stops the move from happening to prevent injury. Now, as far as Jade. Yes, and Jade, no.
I think that's my problem. I think that might be it. I'm sorry.
Jade is good for power spots. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to ask her to work fluidly with someone else, if you're going to ask her to sell for someone else, she won't do it.
She can't.
That's so annoying, man. I think that might be my issue because again, knowing that, parts are scripted, but it takes a lot of athleticism and you have to tell a story on your face, almost over exaggerate to make it seem, believable. Like I need you to help me. Like we're in this match together. I know the outcome is predetermined, but if you want to make it look like you overcame something, that you looked hurt, you won, but like, my shoulder hurts, but I still won. I didn't fucking believe that when she was trying to grab her shoulder when they tried to raise her hand. I'm like, I know you weren't.
She can't perform. That's it. It's not selling. It's not just selling. It's she cannot perform. She doesn't understand how to convey this to the audience, because that's what wrestling is. The part of the storytelling is the action in the ring, the facial expressions.
Not all athletes can be pro wrestlers. I mean, that's the reality.
Yeah.
I guess that's it. Maybe that is it. That's probably
and sometimes you don't even need to see the face. You can just wear a mask.
Well, that's why I said they're going to bash her to the mid card. That's why they cut this program short. She's just going to be a mid carder, a support person like Raquel Rodriguez, for the next 2 years, basically. And then,
honestly, that or she needs to be a valet for somebody else, because
that may be better.
That's what I feel like. She wore power suits, and like she's a valet. She helps with interference, and that's it. I don't see where else to put her, but yeah.
The most expensive valet ever.
Except Camille could actually wrestle. So.
Right, exactly. Now, night 2. I thought the first 5 matches of night 2 were bangers, and the progression, the pace of the show was looking very good.
Yeah, definitely.
I will say this: the opening match of night 2 just set the tone. That is a match of the year candidate right there. Those 3 women put on an amazing performance.
Yes,
absolutely amazing. And it's interesting because the other triple threat match, the main event of night 1, went for half an hour. The triple threat with the ladies went 15 minutes.
Beautiful.
And that was just from the opening bell. It was balls to the walls, action, and the kickouts were believable because it made sense because of the tension. And they didn't do a great job building the story, but what they had with this story of Io Sky's just being constantly overlooked, it played into this match, and I thought it played into it very well. So I'm going to say again, best match of the weekend and a match of the year candidate. Matt, your thoughts on the opening match of night 2?
Certainly the best match by far of the whole night 1 and 2, by far. Okay? Which doesn't take from any other good matches.
No,
but this is the thing I mentioned in the first night, like the matches with the right length of time. Given that this is a women's triple threat match, 15 minutes, they got it all out. They told the story in the ring. We didn't have 17 no-fault kickouts, for every wrestler. And like the pacing matters, pacing and matters when you sometimes you could have a women's triple threat that goes a half an hour, depending on the story they're telling. But this was like a car chase match, so it had to be fast paced and short. Yeah. And it was the opener as well.
Hang on, Matt. Really quick. I got word. We're already at double-digit likes. Awesome, guys. Thank you, chat.
So badass.
Now, let's go further than that because our record is 16. If you're in the chat, hit that like button. Push this thing into the...
I'd say you better subscribe or we'll bash in some skulls, right?
I'm sorry, Matt. Continue your thought.
So talking about the first match only so far?
So far, yes.
Okay. So, you have these 3, and, I don't want to say that Bianca carried a little bit, but just an example of a woman who could do the power stuff. Maybe she's not an A like Io or Rhea are, right? But she's a B+. And if what you'd want is Jade to be able to do what Bianca did in that match. Do good setup, hit her moves at the right time, and all that. But this match was well choreographed. The director for it deserves credit. The cameraman my biggest pet peeve with modern wrestling, you guys know it, I don't complain. The camera work is shoddy and constantly breaks the secret of, like, when someone does a kick, they show the boot not hitting the face. You know what I mean? Like the camera work on this match helped them a lot. Like it was the right camera
Phenomenal.
work, you know.
I believe one of the producers for this match was Molly Holly.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot
Wow.
of, if you go over WWE's or even AEW or all the wrestling federations, their production people are almost all like former pro wrestlers now.
Correct.
Really?
Yeah.
Shout out to her. That's fantastic.
But so
I believe so. I mean, I was looking over
Yeah.
who worked each match. So
I mean, if you're wondering why like hardcore matches have been so good in WWE for the past couple of years, they literally have the Monster Abyss from TNA as one of their producers behind the scenes now. Who's one of the best guys at that, you know.
All right.
So anyway, that's it.
okay, Brad, thoughts on the opening match that set the tone for night 2?
I agree with you guys. It was probably the best match of the entire event. And I know Joker said that they were all bangers. Actually, you know, it was almost too high of a standard because, in my opinion, the matches slowly went down in quality a bit.
Okay.
I mean, the first 5 dropped in quality comparatively, and then a precipitous drop off right after AJ and Logan. But I mean, there was some insane looking stuff.
You're not wrong.
The at one point, didn't like Rhea just throw EO, like throw her?
Over
I'm
the
trying to remember.
It was right before the final sequence
Right.
where Io's going for a poison Rana from the top. Io and Rhea reverses it into an Alabama slam onto the post.
Yeah.
And then B hits the kiss of death. 1-2.75 and over the moon. So bang and pins
Awesome.
Bianca. Pinned Bianca.
Mm-hmm.
Which ends this.
Yep.
I've never been pinned. And Io is the first Japanese woman to win at Mania, and the first Japanese superstar since I forget his first name, but the Michinoku, who won the
Taka.
yeah,
Taka.
who won Taka Michinoku, who left Mania with the light heavyweight championship 25 years ago.
Wow.
But you can thank Vince for that, for ruining Asuka's run.
Yeah, exactly.
There.
So, Ego, thoughts on the opener?
I did not know how invested I was going to be with Io, Bianca, and Reyes match. I mean, I know that they had their little segments. Oh, I love this. This always gets me. But yeah, I thought with like, hey, the contract signing, we're not paying attention to her. I'm like, okay, it's going on a little too long. But they completely told that story in the ring. Like, that's how you start off Mania. Like, everyone needs to reference this match because the camera work was fantastic. I'm like, that's the camera angles this match were like camera angles of the year for me. Even the way that it ended was great. You know, you've got a pin, and out of nowhere, you see Io come off the top rope, sneaks a pin, pins Bianca Belair. So that's undisputed on that one. It kills her streak. I mean, it was phenomenal. And to do this was all in 15 minutes. Yo, I mean, that was, everyone got that emotional win. Everyone felt Io's emotions with that win. It's like, you know, hey, we know how great she is. She's a champ, and everyone's not overlooking her. She had to prove herself in the ring. She had to, you know, go head to head with them. She winds up, you know, doing a top rope move, getting the crowd involved. Like, it was fantastic. I did not know how invested I was going to be in that match. But I mean, they did that was phenomenal. Yeah, that's a match of the year candidate right there.
I will go back to this, as I've been saying this. Io is not just the best bell-to-bell women's talent on the WWE roster. She's arguably the best bell-to-bell talent in the WWE period.
Yes, like that is how you get 3 people that know how to work, know how to sell, and know how to tell a story in ring. Like, when you get 3 of those people together and it's collaborative like that, phenomenal.
Okay, moving on to the second match, which was the Sin City Street Fight, which really had no Vegas references in it whatsoever. Not a one. I actually liked this match. I enjoyed this match when at the end, Drew McIntyre hits a Claymore into Damian Priest into a steel chair. I turned into JBL, and I'm like, ball game.
Oh my god! Oh my
Oh
god!
my god! Oh my god!
So Matt being the hardcore fan, I'm sure this didn't live up to your hardcore standards, but for a match that had to follow.
Well, hey, that's exactly my criticism of Bright Night 2. Okay, the match order was not good. I would have flipped this with the fourth match and had the fourth match be a little longer to take you down from Io and Bianca and Ripley, calm down, get back to a normal match setting, then take you back up with either one of the next, either the 4-way or, which is also a hardcore match, or Drew and Damian. In other words, when you're watching intense matches, hardcore or not, and you watch 4 of them in a row, by the time you get to the fourth one, you're kind of getting tired of it. You're not intellectually, but physically. Your body's like, it's like watching 7 horror films in a row. By the time you get to the 7th one, you kind of, So that was my biggest criticism. That being, the match itself was like an 8 or 9 out of 10. It was really good. Obviously, could have been a little more hardcore, but again, you had a fatal 4-way, another hardcore match come up right after, so they couldn't go over the top. I mean, I might have made one of the two a ladder match to differentiate them somehow, but I enjoyed it. It was, I just wish, I wish they would, especially with Damian Priest. He's got himself over. He's decent in the ring.
He's good in the ring.
He's an Undertaker fan, so to speak. And the Undertaker has endorsed him using the Undertaker's movesets. They have to get this character better situated than he is right now.
Gotcha.
Because he's the Undertaker's legacy right now. And
I agree.
But otherwise, I enjoyed the match.
Brad, thoughts on match 2?
I was surprised how much I enjoyed it. And I've bagged on Damian Priest before, but at the same time, I think I've said over the last year, you can see the guy's actually improving. I think he's getting better at understanding how he as an in-ring character works. And this was a good hardcore match. Whatever, like you say, Sin City Street Fight is, I would have preferred it literally on the strip, right. Just running through. That's
another way to differentiate. They could have had it on the strip. Yeah.
I mean, it could have been a cinematic one. You could have done that.
I'll say this: Damian and Drew put together good matches, and Drew is phenomenal. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I know Drew is doing some of the best work he's ever done. And again, being the internet troll that he is, oh my God, he grabs his brother's phone.
Mm-hmm.
He's sitting in and he's like, another boring night at work. Takes a selfie of it. And I'm like, bravo, sir. Ego, thoughts on the Sin City Street Fight?
Honestly, I thought the fight that was going to take place in a casino. I really thought they were just gonna close down a casino, pay them a shitload of money. Like, hey, look, we're gonna fuck some shit up. We're gonna give us old busted machines that aren't gonna work anyway, that we can throw Damian Priest or McIntyre into, and it gets knocked off and it breaks. I mean, that's what I expected.
I'm Stone Cold guest referee.
Yeah, that's
judging what Stone Cold did, maybe we'll leave him out of some things for a while. It's just
too many Steve Weisers.
Yeah,
Listen, but yeah, I honestly thought, if you tell me something, I'm a very visual guy. When you describe what the match is supposed to be, and I'm like, why are they starting in the ring? Like, okay, are we gonna wind up at a casino? What? No, we're not on the strip. Oh, okay. I mean, I thought you said Vegas Street Fight, and there's no casino.
Had they said Sin City Street Fight Falls Count Anywhere,
I thought that was implied in Sin City Street Fight.
It's not implied.
This is like we said before. It's just like wherever the city is that the match is taking place, that city's street. A Milwaukee Street Fight,
Texas Death Match.
Texas Death Match.
It's just a hardcore match. It's an ECW style match. That's all it is.
All I'm saying, I guess I just Sorry, I
But
thought
that
more.
would have made it really interesting. That would have taken advantage.
Yeah.
And we talked about that before. Just like take
Yeah.
advantage of your location. So
Yeah.
Then the biggest pop of the night. I called it. I'm saying it. I called this a while ago, and I said, "Don't sleep on Dirty Dom." Dirty Dominic Mysterio is the new Intercontinental Champion. Holy shnikes. That was crazy. Oh, we may touch on Mr. Karrion Kross. That is just
ooh.
yeah. So there is that. And again, I love the presentation that Pentagon had him come in first and have that boy strut. That is, it just gets him so much more over. Quick thoughts on our new Intercontinental Champion, Ego.
Dude, I gotta give you props. You called that, and I did not see it until I saw everyone coming. I was like, you know what, JV might be right. The way in which he won was fantastic, and representative of his character as Dirty Dom, steal the win. So I'm all for the stealing of a win for a championship. So it was dope. I loved it.
Brad, thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I don't remember if I picked Dominic last week. I think maybe I
we all
kind of
did.
wishing. Yeah.
He will say.
And I thought it was interesting the reaction he got after. He got
Huge pop. Vegas was way
Cheers.
over for
Yeah.
Dom.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Matt, thoughts?
They got Dom back to being a top heel again. They did the work. Took him away from some of the comedy stuff, and I enjoyed the match and proper outcome. They didn't make Braun look weak, which is important.
Right.
And sets up some interesting feuds.
Not happening. Dom is not turning face anytime soon.
Yeah, they're gonna take a long time. Like think WrestleMania 45 or something. You know.
So then we had Randy Orton. Now, some folks said that this match buried Joe Hendry, which, spoiler alert, was the surprise. No. TNA got their world champion, a spot on the biggest stage, the biggest production, and it wasn't just a squash match.
No.
Nope.
He was in there with Randy Orton. Joe Hendry tweeted after the event, I just wrestled Randy Orton. He was not buried at all. This was one of the best things for TNA. Matt,
Agreed.
thoughts?
So credit to Randy Orton because he had to agree to put Joe Hendry over.
Right.
You know, because a lot of times, if this is like pure, like let's say this is Monday Night Raw, right? And enhancement talent comes in, it's a 2-minute match. There's no chance
or if this was during the Vince era,
Oh yeah.
Joe would have been squashed.
30-second squash. It would have been like, yeah. So credit to Randy Orton and Triple H for doing this smart business. I still contend that when TNA's TV contracts are up in about 2 years, WWE is going to buy them out.
Possibly.
And they'll become the new NXT type of thing where NXT is a TV product on its own. That being said, that's long-term speculation. It was well done. Great work by both guys. Nice short match. I would have put it second just to take you down so you have an emotional down from, like, you know what I mean? So you don't, you know.
Right. Ego.
Man. The thing is, people saying that he got buried. I'm like, if you know TNA, it's like you want to be able to cross over and get a new fan base. He didn't get sandbagged or he didn't get buried. Like, he was highlighted. Like, that's awesome. It's like, well, hey, you're in, you're not there yet, but you've got a spot in it.
Right.
There was
never a question of, was Joe Hendry going to win this match? Never.
No,
that was never going to happen.
No.
Anyone, and this is why when someone said, you know, what about Karrion Kross? I would not put Karrion Kross in this match just to lose and derail all of this moment, all of this the momentum that he has going.
Like, come on, guys. Like, if you watch combat sports and you see the champ having to find a replacement fighter, and the opponent takes the fight on a week's notice, you're not expecting them to win at all. Like that's real fighting as opposed to something that has a predetermined outcome. So I mean, Joe Hendry got highlighted. He got a WrestleMania moment, and I agree with Kai. That shit where he did the turn to Orton pose, like even Randy Orton laughed. Like he was. Oh my god! I think that was hilarious. I thoroughly enjoyed that match too. It was great.
Brad, thoughts?
Oh, man.
The only thing I have to add is I just kind of agree that it should have been placed in a different location, just like as a palate cleanser, almost coming off of what we have for the first one, going from the first one right to another. It almost you need, like you sometimes say, you need that little break in between just to chill it down a little bit. And this would have been a good one. I mean, it was an under 5-minute match, and it did what it needed to do. It highlighted Joe Hendry for fans in it. Well, I'm going to say fans in it, but the pop was huge.
He got a pop. He got a big
huge.
pop.
And it's just like it was just a chance to give literally just like, here's a little bit of lightheartedness, not a hardcore, not right. I don't mean hardcore, just like hard fought match, story, whatever. This is just Randy needed his opponent. Here's a guy, and it's Joe Hendry. So yeah.
Right.
I will say,
and of course, the classic Orton at the end. So
I will say, I really hope that Joe Hendry face to RKO is a new GIF, because that goes well with anything. Like, hey, life's going fine. Bills, RKO. That'd be great.
Okay.
There's a comment out there from the Fractured Filter.
Mm-hmm. Possibly.
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't put it past Randy to have done that.
No, I wouldn't either.
I saw that somewhere as well. I was trying to find it.
Now, I know that the match that Matt thought would be the best bell-to-bell in ring probably came second, but it was the second longest match of both nights, which to me shows a lot of trust WWE has with Logan Paul. That was a good match.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy continues to impress. I would have gone with a different outcome, but I'll say this, and then I'll give it to you guys. I think Logan Paul is just made for these big match moments. Brad, thoughts?
That was my Wednesday night overbooked alarm for 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, this is, I think, the last of the enjoyable matches for me that night. And I kind of agree. It's like, we don't need to see Logan Paul every week because he comes out with automatic heat. He doesn't need to build his character up. Everyone hates Logan Paul.
Oh, hello, Batsy.
So he just needs to show up maybe a week or two beforehand, be an a-hole, and then go out and put a match where he shows that he can actually go. Which is what he did. Dude is athletic. He's athletic, and he knows how to generate heat from the audience in the ring. In the ring. Yeah.
Yeah. Ego, thoughts on AJ Styles and Logan Paul?
I did not expect him to win. So when he won, I'm like, okay, so he might be here for a while. Even if it's going to be part-time, he's going to at least be here through a part of a story arc or whatever. But I mean, and you can't beat that pulverizer. That just, man.
Pulverizer is a beautiful move.
Yeah. I mean, for someone that has no prior wrestling experience or who has no affiliation with it, to have a move like that, like, that's real talent. So, I mean, hey, I hope he keeps doing his thing. So I'm here for the however long he's going to be here, I'm with it, because he's a great natural heel too.
All right, Matt, thoughts, quick.
Okay, so again, I thought this would be the best match. I am not slamming Logan Paul when I say this. I'm not slamming him. The reason it wasn't the best match was Logan Paul is not capable of performing at a level that AJ could yet. Maybe in 2-3 years he will. He's phenomenally athletic. What's off, if you watch, is the timing. Like AJ, the timing on this match was slower than I expected it would be. So you couldn't see a lot of the spectacular moves you would have seen from, that's like criticism of the match in terms of why it wasn't the best. It was probably the second or third best. I enjoyed the match very much. I always enjoy AJ Styles in the ring. Logan Paul usually enjoys. He's a natural heel. There you go.
All right. Then came
The bathroom break match.
It was a bathroom break because the night before, Bailey got injured and has been written off TV.
Anyone see Naomi that night?
No, we did not see Naomi that.
How about Rikishi? Anyone see Rikishi?
No.
Yeah.
Now, because of that, Lyra Valkyria had 24 hours to find a replacement partner. Gee, I wonder who this was going to be. And we get the return of Becky Lynch. Shocking to nobody. Only to put the titles onto Becky and Lyra. Because Becky coming back to WrestleMania, she's not going to lose. And this goes into Raw after Mania, just to give them right back to Liv and Raquel. This was dumb. And I feel so upset for Bailey and Roxanne Perez. Because Roxanne Perez worked a pre-show match for NXT that I saw live. And she had a feud with the Bailey. And Roxanne Perez was the runner-up in the Royal Rumble. Set the record. The Iron Maiden record for the Royal Rumble. Was part of the Elimination Chamber match. Had a feud with Bailey that was leading to WrestleMania. And they dropped it cold. And Bailey, who was last year's Royal Rumble winner, went to Mania, won the WWE Women's Championship, and now can't get on this card. They did these women dirty. Thoughts? Ego.
I mean, I guess you did call with Becky Lynch be on there as to be her tag team partner. I was like, I didn't see a point in them winning the championship belts. I know we'll talk about what happened the next night, but I was just like, I mean, I really need the Valkyrie to come off that belt, Intercontinental. She is so boring to watch to me.
That's going to happen.
Thank God. I tried to see what other people try to see, even when they're doing the tournament. I'm like, all people do is do the bird thing, which is just a higher winged yeet. That's a yeet in reverse, actually. So I'm like,
got enough of that shit.
You're upset about my creativity. Put that in there. All I'm saying is I don't see the in-ring performance or talent that warrants the belt and the attention she gets. So I mean, I kind of checked out of the match.
All right, Brad, quick thoughts.
Yeah, this is a waste of a match. I'm just trying to figure out what could have been done to do something different to get like Bailey and Roxanne on there. Maybe drop this match entirely, or take something away from the night before. I mean, you could just get rid of Jade and Naomi. No one cares, to be honest with you.
Now you could revisit this as maybe it was Roxanne who took Bailey out. You could play that angle, or it was Becky Lynch who took Lyra out, as we'll talk about in just a bit. Matt, I know you hate the women's tag team division as much as I do, so very briefly, because
this is a bathroom break / TV just Raw SmackDown match. The only way I want to see women's tag title contested is in a fatal 4-way match, so the women can put on a show athletically. This is a waste, and it's a double waste of a match because of what happened the next night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then came to the main event. Dear God, this match was absolutely
Boring.
I hated this match. This match sucked.
Awful.
Cody tried. John Cena is washed. He was gassed, and he was gassed early in this match.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have some sort of disease that cost him all that weight?
I have no idea.
Because he's lost like 75, 80 pounds.
Well, I think he's more in Hollywood shape now as opposed to wrestling. But and the ending. It's really the ending.
Oh, God.
everybody pissed off because we are expecting
The Croc.
yeah, we're expecting The Rock. So we're expecting The Rock because the week before the week, it was the Friday before the Chamber SmackDown in New Orleans. The Rock shows up to announce that WrestleMania 42 is going to be in New Orleans. Calls out Cody Rhodes because the last time we saw Rock was January at Raw Netflix debut, where he's corporate cheerleader guy, and he doesn't drink scotch. He drinks shitty tequila.
Go ahead and play the clip, man. I know you want to. Just go ahead and play the.
I will in a bit. Don't worry.
We
So
all smelled what the Croc was cooking last night.
so it was. So here he comes up with the storyline because of apparently, according to the Pat McAfee show, Ari Emanuel said that he called Rock and said he needs him to show up at Elimination Chamber because tickets are slow. And this was a month before the Chamber. So I guess Rock did appear the week before. Well, at the time The Rock appeared on SmackDown, Chamber was already had sold 40,000 seats. Tickets, and if tickets are moving slow, don't charge a mortgage payment to go see it. This is part of the problem here. So we get this Cody Rhodes' soul, which leads to one of the biggest moments in the company's history, the heel turn of John Cena, who sold his soul to The Rock. For the first 2 weeks, because John is shooting, nothing. Rock, nothing. No social media presence whatsoever. Doesn't say a peep. Cena does the Brussels and Glasgow and London, and then he's gone until the SmackDown right before Mania. Still no Rock. No Rock at Mania. Travis Scott assists in John Cena winning 17. That is how this goes down in the history books of
And I still don't know who Travis Scott is.
Yeah, no one cares.
Don't worry. You're not missing anything.
So this is for a story that you interjected yourself for the second year in a row, Dwayne, because you care so much. Go fuck yourself. I fucking hate this guy. Has actively sabotaged this story.
Hey, Rock! Go fuck yourself!
And I'm not the only one who thinks this. There are a lot of other voices out there. Brian Alvarez, Mike Johnson, Monster, JD from New York, Santi Zap, other much larger platforms are calling this out. Ego, thoughts?
As much as I don't like The Rock's presence at anything wrestling related, all he had to do was show up for fucking 30 seconds. Goes to the ring, hits Cody with the belt, walks away. And you can even use that bitch ass belt you made for yourself. Hit him with that one time, walk away. Cena does his attitude adjustment, and then it's over. Right? And then it would have ended that story with his involvement. I mean, you being here has messed up everything. It's like when they do that time travel stuff, like just you being
You're not wrong.
alters the timeline. So I'm like, if you fuck this up, you have to go back and finish your fuck up. Not you're half-assing, not doing stuff like, oh, well, here's a video of me in Hawaii, and I'm going to Pat McAfee show and said how I was needed, but I wasn't really needed. It's like, people will
You
only
were
believe that
vital
shit.
to the fucking story. The
Yeah.
entire
It's like-
story was circled around you.
Mhm.
right. And I'm just like, I know you're not shooting anything because your shitty movie that's coming out has been done for months. You have no reason to be there. There's no charity you're doing, and you're not hawking your weak ass tequila, so you don't have a reason not to be there. And the fact that you're not being there shows volumes about something you inserted yourself into that we all got to deal with, and now we really don't want to see you come back.
So let me guess, Ego, you probably thought this.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, I heard the music and I'm like, who the fuck?
And
Like,
all
really?
the-
Like,
and for me, all this does, like him or not, CM Punk is right when he said that The Rock is only pretending to care. Brad,
Right.
thoughts?
We all knew the Cena was going to win. We all predicted that. But I think we all also thought there was going to be better shenanigans
Right.
to make it happen. And we knew that. And look, we all knew that Cena can't go long in a match. What did it say? This match was like 22 minutes or something?
Mhm.
22 minutes. That's a long time for a guy who's on Hollywood shape. Let's be fair. So we knew it was going to be sloppy and ugly, but there was just no purpose to it. I mean,
there was
let's
not.
do a 10-minute match and put the belt on him clean. Make him win clean. I don't know who Travis Scott is or why I care.
It's Kendall Jenner's baby daddy, and he's the guy that had that. I know. I'm just saying.
I mean,
that's
it's
how
no real.
terrible it is.
What he's a WWE fan. That's the only reason why he's there. And
They have to get celebrities that we care about, you know?
That's
yeah.
it. No one really. He was hot at one point. He had his own McDonald's meal, but then he had a concert in Houston where people did not live. So he got sued for that. Had to take some time off, and he's trying to come back with a better image.
He's not a celebrity that most people care about.
Yeah.
If
people don't know who he is.
you watch reality TV, that's the only way you would know him, and that'd be mostly women and myself because Shira makes me watch some of the.
Oh yeah,
Right.
she makes you watch. Right.
She makes you watch.
Yes, she absolutely does. Yes.
Yeah, you're the one there with like Matt had his alarm.
Oh, you poor baby.
Like Matt had his 10 o'clock alarm for the show. Ego's got his Real Housewives of wherever alarm goes off every night for A&E or whatever.
All right, quick, Matt, thoughts on the main event?
The match was disappointing from a quality point of view. Storyline, it was good. It was solid for what we had, right? Because Evil John Cena wins the title, blah, blah, blah. That was a big storyline, right? Now, on the whole Rock thing, you guys said most of what needs to be said. Someone behind the scenes, knowing Rock wasn't going to come out for that match, they just swerved and had someone and told Cena, okay, look, at the end of the match, go ahead to the microphone and say, I got what I want from the Rock. He can go to hell now too. Like go total heel, total flush him down the drain.
I don't know. I don't know what you have to do after that.
Wow.
It was Cody's worst match for the year that he's had the title.
And he tried to get this match going. He really did.
Cody is not someone who can carry someone to a match. He's not that good.
Cody is a very good dance partner. And then we come to Monday Night Raw after Mania, which we got two things that stood out to me the most. One is, holy shit, take my money, Stephanie Vaquer in a match with Io Sky.
Man.
So I know Brad had just seen some highlights of Stephanie. Brad, did you get a chance to watch any of this match?
I was able to watch some of it, and I did not like what happened at the end.
Okay, so
I know why it happened,
right?
But wanted.
But here's the thing: you have your NXT Women's Champion and your Women's World Champion in an impromptu match.
Mm-hmm.
Neither one of them is going to win. So
no,
the match,
I understand. Yeah.
So the match is going to have a shenanigans or something. Matt, you want to say something?
So the type of match that this was, where it's not a storyline match, it's a let's go for it match between two faces, basically. There was nothing wrong with an exhibition match, with having a good 10-minute match, 15-minute match, where Stephanie loses, but not to a submission or a pinfall, to like a small package, like a surprise lose. That she would have looked strong with a good match, because this wasn't a storyline match. This was just two wrestlers showing off in the ring. And it would not have made either, as long as the WWE champion wins, but not in a way that would take away like a chokeout submission or a finisher. There was nothing wrong with actual loss there. You know, it could even set up a rivalry.
So what I saw at the end of the shenanigans, you had Roxanne show up. You had Julia show up on Raw, which which Matt, I'm sure you know, because I'm sure you've watched some of Julia's work in Stardom. When Julia has her braids, bad things happen to people. Braids means heel, and she is heel. So you get this stare down, this circling stare down, like two sharks between Rhea and Julia. I mean, Roxanne is basically main roster. I mean, we could see, since Julia doesn't have a title on her, bring her right on up. Possible. I think it would probably more coincide with maybe Kyrie the returning or Asuka the returning.
That's true.
So, real quick thought. So, I got Brad's thought on this. Ego, your thought on Stephanie and Io.
I liked it. That was great. Again, giving a chance to showcase some of your talent that are on the come up and about to be main roster was a great deal. Especially, I don't usually expect anything the Monday after a PLE at all. I thought it's just like segments and vignettes. So what?
They are unpredictable crowds.
I had no idea that they would pull this off, and that's actually great. Champion versus champion. I understand why it ended. I don't like it either, but I mean, two people that are great at what they do are always going to put on a banger match. And the fact that it was at the Monday after a PLE was
the biggest.
I thought that was
biggest Raw.
Yeah, that was great and great fan service too. Because you didn't have to do it at all, even with an unpredictable crowd. But they're like, "Yo, we're gonna do it. Let's do this." I enjoyed that.
Okay, let me answer Kai's question here. That's because Roxanne is playing Cora Jade. That's why.
Have you watched Roxanne since Reality Wrestling days? She has never been a face. Ever.
Her first run, her run at NXT 2.0, she was a face.
She was an anti, like a tweener, like a.
She was a face. She was a white bread baby face.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
And then we had the main event segment, which, holy shitballs, take my money, please. Take my money. This was wonderful.
I really hope that we see Heyman with his phone and we reforms the Dangerous Alliance.
Well,
I saw someone say that.
And
that's what a lot of the folks are saying. Are saying. So this is obviously setting up a tag match, Breaker, Rollins against Punk and Roman, who are now going to have to work together. Can they coexist at Backlash? And we also saw and I think we can guess who Cena's first opponent is, or his next opponent is going to be. Could it be, say, a Viper, maybe?
I thought their matches before were kind of meh.
They haven't.
I mean, Randy and Cena, they went at it so much that if you never saw a Randy Cena match again, you'd be like, I can do that. Right. But with the roles being reversed, it's a little more interesting.
Randy always wrestles the same exact match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Cena's got 5 moves.
Now
6.
It is time for the staple of this show. And that is the Wednesday Night's Overbooked Top 5. By the way, folks, thank you for being here. Our friend Zax is doing his show now, so after we're done here, head on over to Zax's channel. Ego, can you put Zax's link in the chat?
On it.
Thank you, sir. So we're talking about the top 5 WrestleMania 41 moments. Now, as much as we had our criticisms of the show, there were some positive things from both nights. So we're going to start with Mr. Left Eye Ego. You, sir.
All 5 are chicken. Show winning.
I mean,
Well,
it might be there, might be there.
It's just gonna spell Yeet, YEET exclamation point. That's his top 5.
So Ego and Brad, you're keeping track of this. So Ego, you're number 5, WrestleMania 41 moment.
Joe Hendry coming out to accept the open challenge from Randy Orton. That was great. I've never seen Joe Hendry wrestle before at all. And I didn't even know if he was in TNA or NXT. So the fact that he came in, he had through the roof charisma. That was awesome. It was more to me like when Bret Hart wrestled the 1-2-3 Kid. You knew Bret Hart was going to win, but 1-2-3 Kid came away looking like a winner. So that's why I've got number 5.
Good. I like it. Excellent pick. Brad, you're number 5.
My picks are a combination of moments and matches.
Gotcha.
So my number 5 is going to be El Grande Americano. The match was fun, and what I really enjoyed was the old style commentary. But you're like, he's amazing, luchador. Michael goes, it's just Chad Cole. Like, how can you say that? They're completely different people. You've seen them in the same room together. That's that old ridiculous style of pro wrestling. It's just fun and ridiculous, but it was a good match too. It was actually a very enjoyable match.
And props.
And I hope Chad Gable eventually does have a WrestleMania moment.
Exactly. And props to Ray Phoenix for stepping up and doing a match basically on the fly. Basically. So, Matt, you're number 5.
Same one as Brad there.
El
El Grande Americano versus Ray Phoenix. Chad Gable wrestles as an actual luchador. He does some of the Chad Gable stuff too, but he actually does lucha moves against Ray Phoenix. You know what I
That's
mean?
why it's not Chad Gable.
Well, I mean, it is not Chad Gable, right? Of course, but I'm trying to, and so I can't wait till they go on tour in AAA. This is going to be fabulous.
Which big breaking news? WWE has bought AAA. So in June, with NXT, WWE, and AAA, worlds collide in LA. I think that's where you're gonna get that mask for mask match.
Hell yeah, man.
And Rey Mysterio or Mr. Senior will be in WWE Hall of Fame next year.
Wow, well done. Okay.
All right.
I like that.
My number 5. Rest in peace, Carlito. Because that spear he took from Braun Breaker from one table over another table through the announce tape.
Thank God he eats all those apples, so he fortifies his skeleton.
It must be because, my God.
That's the second.
So badass.
He died before, and then he came back to life, and Breaker killed him again.
Yes. So that's my number 5. Ego.
Oh, my God.
Ego, you're number 4.
Imagine if he missed and landed in the crowd.
Oh, I know, right?
Number 4, Dom stealing the Intercontinental Championship. Again, you called it, and you said Dom could win it. I didn't see how they were going to do it. But that frog splash, and like, nope, it's mine. Pin 1, 2, 3, and to have his WrestleMania win the Intercontinental Championship, and the pop that he got from the crowd. I think someone put on X earlier today that saying that Dom and Jacob Fatu are the most naturally over men's division wrestlers that the WWE has. From what I've seen, I can believe that. I have to go 100% in on it, but I see the vision that they have on that. So it was a great moment.
Brad, you're number 4.
Speaking of Jacob, that's going to be Jacob winning the U.S. Championship. It was a great match. I enjoyed the match. And now, I had not known Jacob Fatu before this. And with you guys saying how he is, I want to see him not just do ring work. I want to hear the voice work. I want to hear the promo.
Carabin.
Because we've seen the insanity that he is in the ring, and you guys saying no, he's good at the promos too. So now that he has a belt, and I think we're setting up more for him in Solo. So I think this was a good moment for him, and definitely good setup in the future.
I agree. Matt, you're in number 4.
Same again. Jacob Fatu winning the title, going over. I've been a fan of his since back in the Major League Wrestling days.
Mm-hmm.
When with the
Hammerstone.
Hammerstone, when he was the secondary Samoa SWAT team and all that, by the way, the other dude is signed with WF, right? If I'm correct. His partner from the Samoa SWAT team back then, he just signed with WWE? Jeff
Cobb?
Yeah. He just signed. So that's the Monster Matanza Cuerta from Lucha Underground, by the way.
Right.
So that's my number 4. Same reasons mentioned.
My number 4 is from the El Grande Americano match. A 540 moonsault. What the fuck was that? Holy shit balls.
Only a true luchador.
Only a true luchador. So clearly that's not Chad Gable.
No.
Because I'm like, okay, a 450 maybe. I'm like, that's a 540. Because I'm counting the rotation. I'm like, oh God.
They were counting the rotations too.
Yeah.
They're praying for the rotations.
Okay. Ego, you're number 3.
Number 3, I have, believe it or not, Jey Uso finally winning the whole heavyweight
number
championship.
3?
Only number 3?
3.
Where is the real left eye?
We need to revoke his Jeet card.
I have to break. We're in the Genjutsu. I have to break it.
Wow.
Whatever.
Is this some growth? The maturity?
This is just objectivity. I'm gonna be fanatic next week, but I'm saying that
That is so cute.
But I know his 1 and 2 are gonna be Jade from the front and Jade from the rear. That's his 1 and 2.
Maybe next time. But no, him finally winning it, culminating that 4 or 5 month story, finally coming to a close, getting his own WrestleMania moment. And I'm not gonna. I have not betrayed the Yeet. I'm loyal to the Yeet, but I will be objective on the Yeet. That's why I got it at number 3. Finally got his moment, and the blue face plates on the belt look fantastic. I would have gone for highlighter yellow or fuchsia pink, such as is behind me, but Jay's gonna do what Jay's gonna do. That's just
Did you just say fuchsia pink?
Yes, he did.
I did.
You just made the list.
Well,
that's fair. That's totally fair.
Brad, you're number 3.
Joe Hendry's appearance. I mean, walked out money. So, and like I said, the only thing that took away, like I was saying, is like maybe it should have been placed differently in the roster of the events. But it was the match that was needed, and I don't get. No, he didn't get crushed. He got over.
Oh yeah, definitely. Matt,
and he even says, "I got over."
Right.
So Brad and I are on the same page again.
Really? Wow.
However, my slight differentiation, it's not that Joe Hendry appeared, which was good. It's that Randy was willing to put him over as my number 3. That's impressive.
Hendry match. Got it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. My number 3 is simply the night 1 main event. It was a great match, great story, and that match saved that entire night. It made it somewhat, I mean, it's a forgettable show up to that point. That match was absolutely brilliant. Brilliant match. Ego, you're number 2.
All right, for number 2, we've got The triple threat match of Io, Rhea, and Bianca. Again, match of the year candidate, bell to bell action, 15 minutes straight. Io finally coming away with the WrestleMania win and retaining her championships were awesome. And again, the top rope to pin finisher on the person that was trying to pin the other opponent was phenomenal. Just the timing of it was great. Emotional payoff was fantastic, and they really delivered. So I've got that as number 2.
Okay, Brad, you're number 2.
I also have the women's championship match, night 2. Kicked it off.
Night 2, good. I'm glad you differentiated that.
Yeah. Also, finally, real validation for Io Sky. So,
Yes.
good.
All right, Matt, you're number 2.
Oh, come on, guys. You know what one of my top 2 is. Okay. You should know by now. I love a great betrayal. And it's Seth Rollins channeling his inner game once again. Always a plan B. And getting Heyman.
Just stop it.
Whatever you want to call it. When that betrayal happened, even though I knew it was coming because I knew ahead of time from watching it, you know what I mean? I had watched highlights before I watched the match. I was like, yes, when it happened. I love a great betrayal. I love it. You know.
So the main event of night 1.
With emphasis on the betrayal, like
right.
If there had been no betrayal, it wouldn't have been as good a match to me. It would have been a great match, but not, you know.
All right. My number 2, Dirty Dominic Mysterio is the new Intercontinental Champion. That guy was over from his entrance all the way through to the end, and they're telling a story. As I said, that this match is not really about Braun and his title. It's about Dom and Finn and what's going to be happening with what the Judgment Day is going to look like after Finn gets ousted. So giving Dom the belt, which the guy has earned. He has earned the spot. He has worked his ass off. I mean, he's been in the WWE for 20 years. I mean, where is his spot in the Hall of Fame? I'm just saying. I mean, all right, Ego, you're number 1.
Number 1 is the Paul Heyman triple cross, or the Paul Heyman screw job, however you want to look at it. I was not expecting that at all. I honestly didn't know. I knew we had our predictions, but going in, I did not know who was going to actually win. So I mean, the fact that it's due to Paul Heyman's, wise man ways was great. I mean, I wasn't expecting the double cross on CM Punk, but was not at all in any way seeing him flipping that on Roman Reigns. That was great.
Paul interesting because last week we all picked Punk to win.
Yeah,
and I did give the scenario of like, I mean, I want Punk to win. Don't sleep on Seth. They could very easily move it over to Seth. It's how they did it. That was great.
Yeah, it was great. Yes,
you're number 1.
I'm basically reiterating what Ego said. The match is great. More like Matt said, is a great match. But what stood out overall beyond the great match was the Heyman heel turn. Just like, I did not expect him to turn on Punk. That I did not expect. But I mean, that's Paulie being Paulie.
Yeah.
Kai, for you, sir. Matt, you're number 1.
You know me, Io over Rhea and the triple threat match was match of the year candidate, and I mean, I'll say it a different way. Okay, this is a match that AEW women could put out. That's how good this match was. Because I was shocked that but I guess with a triple, but again, the more people in the ring, the easier for the women to look good because they can help each other set up spots, and when one's off camera, they can be setting a spot up or whatever. That's the artistry in the ring, and just the match of the year candidate, Io retaining, honestly, to me, this was the main event match of the whole WrestleMania.
Right, and we said that this match, just from the talent in ring, is a main event quality match. This is, but under any other circumstances, it could be the main event. But because of the stories you had, and one that we should have had but didn't, thanks a lot, Dwayne.
Hey, Rock! Go fuck yourself!
Didn't get it. So, my number one, if you know me, you already know where this is. Io Sky and Io, Bianca, and Rhea. Night 2 opener, match of the year. Best match of the entire 2 nights. And a match of the year candidate. Because my little Japanese girl, my little Joshi.
I'm really shocked.
Really?
I would have thought you said the lack of Dwayne's appearance was the
You
moment.
gotta be fucking kidding me.
Not seeing him was perfect for you. Yeah.
Well, but
you know what I mean.
I know, but that's my whole problem is he needed to be there.
He should have been there.
Right. So, Mr. Brad, our legal expert, how are we looking here?
All right. So what I'm looking here is we're doing some combinations of things based on similar things. Obviously, it's the women's triple threat championship match with Io Sky winning. That has 18 points.
Almost a clean
Next, I got
sweep. Nice.
Almost, yeah. Night 1 with Heyman turning heel. The match that's got 17 points.
Heyman didn't turn heel. Heyman turned
I know.
Heyman.
Heyman turned Heyman. That's true.
You know, actual facing
Heyman just became Heyman again.
Right.
The actual facing the match is CM Punk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then number 7, it looks like Joe Hendry's appearance.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very
that's
nice.
right.
Very, very nice.
Say his name.
All righty. So thank you guys. That will conclude this show. If you want to keep going to we have a link for our friend Zach's in the chat. Ego. Look up the channel. Look up the channel. JD from New York. JD from NY 206. Drop that link in the chat.
Right.
If you're a fan of AEW, he is probably going over his Dynamite review in about 3 to 5 minutes. You can check him out as well. If you're going over to Zach's, give them a hashtag overbooked raid. So just to let them know that you came, that we sent you over there. And with that, we'll go in reverse order this time. Matt, what do you have coming up, sir?
Tomorrow, are you on Roman's channel with me tomorrow?
I am indeed.
So we're doing it's an open just a random topic type of thing, not a planned movie or whatever. So there's that. This weekend, the questioners will put out our review of the final episode of season 3 of Wheel of Crime, and as bad as it sounds. That's all I got going on for now.
All righty. Mr. Duke Devil 95, what do you have coming up, sir?
Tomorrow night, I will be on Static 2020's weekend pregame. That's at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Otherwise, go check out my channel. We have our weekly Wormhole Watch, where we'll be watching Deep Space Nine from the beginning. This week's episode is If Wishes Were Horses. And I'm going to try to get some videos out this weekend if I have time. We got to wrap up Daredevil, and Star Wars came out. Yay.
Yeah, I heard about that. It's got some folks real upset. Mr. LeftEyeEgo, what do you have coming up, sir?
All right, so me and she will be going live this Sunday at 6 p.m. for another episode of Ordinary Games. We'll be covering quite a few topics like Shannon Sharp's situation, as well as us celebrating our 4th year anniversary. JV, if you'll allow me, I will give you a preview of our photos that we took.
Yes, please.
Okay. This, guys. So I get it here. Drink it all in. Yes.
Oops, sorry.
That's fine. I can't wait to tell you how this came about. This was my favorite photo, but there are several more. It was hilarious.
She looks so happy.
It's I'll do the slideshow, but it was hilarious.
You know what?
Broke
Honestly,
right
I think she's more upset about you wearing Crocs, probably.
She is, bro. She's been trying to get me in a crush for like the last 6 months. I had no idea how comfortable these things were. I'm gonna wear these, almost wear these all the time now. So yes, you're right. Her saying that I got into Crocs has been her crowning achievement from the last 6 months. But yeah, that's happening Sunday at 6 p.m.
Wow. As for myself, I will be on with, as Matt said, with Roman of the Empire. We have a free range stream talking about a variety of topics within the world of pop culture. So, and be sure to come in next week at the new regular time, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And I wish you all have a great rest of your week. Keep talking, keep smiling, keep having fun. Until next time.
Here we go.
Is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.
Ah!